For this thought bubble video, I wanted to rant. I know I may come off as rude or harsh in this video, but I hope that you'll bear with that and understand what I'm trying to say. I've talked about this before many times, but when people say, adults debut less, minors debut more, or, adults are rare, it annoys me because these K-pop stans who say this are never actively searching for adults in the industry and all they do is talk about minors debuting more, which to me is valid to talk about in terms of minors' safety and continue talking about them because minors debuting is a big issue, like, we're getting 8-year-old idols now. What the actual fuck, but what annoys me about K-pop stans constantly talking about minors, is that K-pop stans never want to search for adult groups that exist. People assume so many things about adults in the industry because of the bigger more well-known side of the industry when that isn't the only to exist. They see a small handful of companies debuting minors, survival shows having minors and assume these things that minors debut more. I mean yes, if you're gonna look at a small amount of artists in the industry, of course you're gonna have this assumption. Do you know how many groups debut each year? With the amount of groups debuting, you're bound to find quite a good amount of adults in the industry with groups having all adult members. There are groups still debuting with 90s-born idols. So many adults debut right before your eyes, but you don't seem to care to wanna look them up, support them, share them around, give them more of a platform. Y'all comment things about wanting more adults, but do y'all ever think about if there might be adults? Because even if y'all think adults debuting is rare, y'all could at least try to find some adults since even when something is rare, adults debuting isn't rare. I'm just trying to say something, there's still some of that thing y'all say is rare existing, so even if adults were actually rare even though they're not, you would have found maybe at least 1 or 2 groups debuting with all adults to support and share them around, but that's not what y'all choose to do. People want more adults, Nugu companies are giving you adults and you can go support them, but why do you not support them? I get that y'all say the minors thing in terms of the more well-known side of K-pop, but will Nugus ever get support from you guys since they give you guys what you want and ask for? And, I also think that maybe some of you know that Nugu companies are debuting adults, but are you guys supporting them and promoting them to others? I'm just asking because there's very little talks from K-pop stans about adults in the industry and the only times I see them talked about is when K-pop news channel share them because of their ages, maybe they go viral or something for their ages, or maybe the channel just shares them because they're all adults. Besides that it's silence when it comes to promoting adult idols and groups. Why do y'all not wanna search up adult groups since they exist? Why do y'all come off as people who are waiting for adults to come right into your lap instead of doing something about wanting more adults? Do y'all even care about wanting more adults, because y'all are not trying to find them at all? I see this as a common thing amongst K-pop stans talking about different things. They always talk about short songs, cute concepts dying, 4th-gen boy groups being one sound or dark and noise and so many other of these things, and when they talk about them it's always about how they hate it, but you'll never see them doing the opposite, like for example saying, y'all say minors debut more, and while we're seeing that quite a bit there are also adult groups debuting. Here are some to check out and stan.
That's me. Yeah, I love me. My love is mine.
저 멀리 푸른 바닷빛 시원한 파도 소리에 날 감싼 바람에 Baby, call out my name. 길어줄게 너만을 위해 Just take a risk on me this time. Live up life, live up life, live up life, live up life. Be up life, be up life, be up life, be up life. Live up life, live up life, live up life, live up life. 잡아 날 이끄는 대로 느낌 따라서 go into mirror, go into mirror. 엑셀을 밟아.
I'm only you. 널 위한 나. 내 맘이 바뀐 타이밍 미친 듯한 도미노.
계획대로 무너지게 돼. 우리가 쓰러지게 돼.
You'll never see them bringing solutions, but rather constantly talking about how they hate these things, and it annoys me because they're always talking about these things in terms of the bigger side of the K-pop industry, the well-known side, but are never supporting ones who do what they want, which in this case is most of the times Nugu groups. I'm not forcing you guys to support Nugas, but I just want y'all to start doing your own research into things instead of constantly bringing up how y'all hate something. Unless it's a serious issue, then bring it up as much as you want. Y'all talk more about how y'all hate something than bringing into talks the solutions to what y'all hate, and that is what annoys me. And believe me, I see people do this a lot for me to talk about this time and time again. In conclusion, why are you guys not finding solutions? What comes out of constantly saying you hate something instead of finding an end to the thing you hate? You're always 100% talking about minors debuting in terms them being more, not in terms of talking about them because of their safety and other serious issues, but there's not even a 0.1% of people talking about adults to bring the 100% down to a 99.9% to at least show hope. Besides me, I'm not seeing anyone trying to shed light on adults in the industry. Many K-tubers hop onto their videos to complain about things they hate, instead of making one video on the solution. Even if that video might be a short one, it's still one step in the right direction. They're always saying, minors debut more than adults, but aren't saying, do adults actually debut less? To know if they actually debut less or not. Them only looking at the mainstream side of K-pop alone isn't actually them looking at K-pop to say something about minors debuting more and it being true, when it's not. People need to look at all the sides of the K-pop industry to fully know if things are happening more, or if things are lacking or anything that y'all constantly complain about, because for the most part, a lot of things that y'all have constantly complained about had solutions amongst Nugu groups. Wanting more long songs over 2 minutes, Nugu artists provide that, maybe some bigger artists too as well in B-sides or whatever, but it's mostly the Nugas. Want more diversity in boy groups? Check out Nugas, and again maybe bigger boy groups provide the diversity in B-sides and whatnot, but it's mostly the Nugas, etc. What y'all say about minors debuting more than adults also has a solution, which is looking at Nugu artists for the adults. When will you guys stop only looking at the mainstream side of K-pop and realize that Nugas exist too? And if y'all do realize that Nugas exist too, then when will y'all give them a chance?
Shining through the night, baby.